If you haven't already watched part 1, you can click the card up here or check the link in the description to watch that now.
Bailey's dead.
This is part 2 of the top 10 best season emotes in Clash Royale. And before we get into the list, I want to let you guys know we are having a 5,000 subscriber giveaway. If you can help us get this account to 5,000 subs, we're going to give away 25 Clash Royales. So if you haven't already hit that big red button, please do so now. So without further ado, let's get straight into the rest of this list. Coming in at number 5 is the Crying Royal Ghost. This emote was released in Season 8 called Be Legendary. And it is an exclusive emote, so if you didn't get it during this season, you unfortunately can no longer get it. And actually, there's a lot of lore associated with this emote. I remember a while back seeing circulated pictures of this emote, people wondering, like, is it in the game files? Why haven't they released it? Supercell saying nothing about it. And then suddenly, for them to put it in the middle of this season was an absolute shocker to everyone. This emote pretty much sold that season's Clash Royale to me on its own. That's how cool it is, in my opinion. You've got the little ghostly voice from the Royal Ghost as he's crying with his glowing tears. It's phenomenal. The Royal Ghost only already has one emote as it is, so this emote is pretty darn rare considering. And as time goes on, it's only going to appreciate in its rarity. Overall, I think it's a really beautiful looking emote. It sounds good and it's fun to use in the right situations. And so for all those reasons, that's why the Crying Royal Ghost takes the number 5 spot on our list. Coming in at number 4 is the Sparky Present. This emote was released in Season 9 called Birthday Royale, and it is not an exclusive emote, so it will be eventually showing up back in your shop. First of all, I actually don't have this emote. At the time of its release, it cost a certain amount of money, but I love it so much. I wish I had it, especially as a Goblin Giant Sparky player. It would fit so amazingly in my emote deck. It takes a really high spot on the list because it's so rare. Of course, the Sparky never having an emote until this season finally got it, and got it in a big way. The Sparky itself as a card is pretty challenging to counter if you don't time all of your attacks perfectly right. And so it does come out onto the battlefield kind of like a surprise, and it is not a good present to see at all. For anyone that has heard that Sparky noise, you know it can instill fear in your enemies. And so having the sound at your own disposal makes this emote really powerful too. And so for all those reasons, that's why the Sparky Present takes the number 4 spot on our list. Coming in at number 3 is the Anniversary King. This emote was released during Season 11 called Here May Be Dragons. This is an exclusive emote, so if you didn't get it at the time of the season, then unfortunately you missed out. And it's a very special emote for a couple of reasons. The emote was released for Supercell's 10th anniversary, and it's also only one of a handful of King emotes that are in the game currently. Not only that, but this emote was a part of a Clash Royale season that actually included 2 emotes in the Clash Royale ladder. So even though it kind of doesn't fit in with this season, the Dragon season, it still does belong as a season emote. But overall, it just looks so good. I tend to want to use it for good sportsmanlike conduct instead of BM, and kind of using it exclusively when my opponent actually makes a decent play. Originally, the Thumbs Up King used to make multiple sounds. When they updated the emotes, they took out the multiple sounds from that one, and now this Anniversary King emote holding the sign actually makes one of those original sounds. And so for all those reasons, that's why the Anniversary King takes the number 3 spot on our list. Coming in at number 2 is the Golden Hog Rider. This emote was also released in Season 11 called Here May Be Dragons. And it is not an exclusive emote, so you can bet it's going to show up in your shop very soon. Look at this thing, man. What is there not to love about the Golden Hog Rider? He is obviously decked out in all gold here. Somebody spray painted his hair and his beard and everything, and he is blinged out, looking shiny. Most of the Hog Rider emotes are very expressive and loud, and in some cases obnoxious, but the beauty of this emote is in how understated it is. All you see is the Hog Rider frowning and then suddenly smiling, and then ding, you get the little cheeky smile and the eyebrow raising. It's fantastic. And it leaves me to wonder, what would the Golden Hog look like? This is the only emote of its kind that is totally decked out in gold like this, so it's really unique, and also it cost kind of a pretty penny when it came out. Only the most diehard collectors are gonna have this one, and when they dropped the cash to get it, it was well worth it. Overall, this emote looks cool, it sounds cool, and it totally brings a fresh take on the Hog Rider, so for all those reasons, that's why the Golden Hog Rider takes the number 2 spot on our list. Before we reveal the number 1 spot, here are some honorable mentions. And coming in at the number 1 spot is the Goblin Giant. This emote was released in Season 5 called The Great Goblin Feast. And good news, it is not an exclusive emote, so it will be showing up back in your shop eventually. Okay, do not get mad, don't run straight to the comments and tell me how bad of a pick number 1 is. This is totally my opinion, and it's because I love the Goblin Giant so much. He is my favorite card. I love playing Goblin Giant Sparky, and I had to put him in here. When he got his only emote in the game, I had to put him in as number 1. But he didn't get just some boring emote either. This thing is dope. He's like dancing to the beat there, and he's got this like Beastie Boys music in the background as he's going. It's so nice. And I gotta say, the few times that I do ironically BM a little bit on my opponent when they deserve it, you better believe the Goblin Giant comes out to dance. Anything that is one of a kind, nothing else like it, automatically becomes more rare than any of the other season emotes. And so that's another good reason why this emote makes it on the list. Overall, this emote definitely hits all the things I love in an emote. It has a great sound to it, a fun little animation, and it's unique and versatile on the battlefield. And so for all those reasons, that's why the Goblin Giant takes the number 1 spot on our list. Well, there you have it. What did you think of the list? Were there any season emotes that didn't make it that you wish did? Please let us know in the comments below. And as always, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please be sure to leave us a like and hit subscribe for more weekly Clash Royale content. And we'll see you next week on Bailey's Dad. Bye-bye.